I'm so glad that everybody don't think like you.
Why not? If people thought like me, women would think twice about the man that they chose to have children with.
All right, guys, I got to talk about this fascinating story with Anton here. Okay, he's on a panel of individuals. Okay, we have one particular woman here. I believe she's a single mother. Okay, I apologize in advance if she's not here, but she's going to be really going hard and defending single mothers. Okay, because Anton is pretty much going to be, stating facts here and, really giving logical points as to why being a stepfather is a thankless job. Okay, it really is. So she's going to be kind of pushing back here in this heated debate. So I want to go ahead and talk about it. Let's take a look.
Anton, what is it about? Why don't you like men being stepfathers?
I don't think that it's a benefit. First of all, if you just frame it, right, and you say, okay, well, this guy, he took care of his business his whole life, and he did the right thing, and he didn't have any children out of wedlock, and he literally had the ability to pick and choose anybody that he wants, right? Why would he go and choose to take care of another man's kid who is at some point going to say, you're not my daddy? Like, why would he ever do that, right? First of all, it removes the responsibility from the woman from choosing the guy that she's supposed to be with in the first place. Because most women have skipped over the man that she was supposed to be with.
Right.
Most of them, right? And then on top of that, you then have to go back and forth with another dude that's going to always be tied to her through that kid. Because essentially, that is marriage.
Right.
Right?
Having a baby with somebody?
Yeah, you're married to that woman through the kid because you're never going to be able to detach from each other.
What happens if the daddy not around? Because a lot of these niggas be leaving.
Right. She need to go back to her baby daddy.
But then he left.
Well then she gotta wait because that shouldn't be somebody else's.
You see how she's trying to shift the accountability away from the woman and putting it on the man. Now I do understand that there's deadbeat fathers out there for sure, but I mean, for the most part, these women are choosing poor men. Okay, they're laying down with these dudes that they know are probably not going to stick around, or they just end up choosing poorly, and then they want a guy that's a good man to come in and to clean up the situation. I'm just saying, okay, if you built yourself up as a man to the point where you're in shape financially, physically, spiritually, what have you, okay, you are the best version of yourself. You did all the right things to become a high value, high productive, high capable man. You should have the option and preference to choose the woman that you want. Okay, if you choose a woman that doesn't have any kids, so be it. Okay, it is what it is. I'm just saying, okay? So for these women that have kids, single mothers, to then try to shame men into taking on the responsibility of another man's child is nasty work. It really is.
So she got to wait till the baby is grown today?
That's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life.
That is not another dude's responsibility. She got to figure that out on her own. Now, if she can finesse a dude into getting with her and doing it on that time, then that's a whole nother conversation.
I'm so glad
I don't see the benefit. Nobody is
so glad we're all individuals and everybody has their own opinion. I'm so glad that everybody don't think like you.
Why not? If people thought like me, women would think twice about the man that they chose to have children with.
I feel like at the end of the day, you never know people's circumstances, what they're going through, or what's happening when those babies are being made. I mean, you can say you want to have the best mindset and make the best decisions, but in reality, that's not life. So it's like that's like we in make-believe land, what you're saying. Real life happens. So that world you're talking about is make-believe world because that does not happen. Look how many, not that it's a good thing, but look how many babies are born out of wedlock. Look what's going on in the time that we're in. This is a different time from the past. A lot of times when you guys have those mind frames, you're thinking about how things were so long ago. That's not even the world that we're living in anymore.
Yeah, but the problem is you see over and over and over that a lot of these modern women that have 3-4 different baby dads, 3-4 different kids, they're doing the same mistake over and over and over. Now, to be fair, I can understand if one time you slip up, you know what I mean? Like there's a scenario for whatever reason, to be fair, where things just don't work out. But you see time and time again where you have women that have multiple kids by multiple different baby dads still making excuses for their poor decisions.
We can.
You did not just sit here and say that shit.
That's why we want to make it great again. Because think about it. The more that we are left up to our own devices and get away from the core of what we're supposed to be doing in the first place, the worse off it gets. The reason why people with more information than we've ever had before continue to go down this dark path, we know for a fact that a child raised in a single parent household has less of an opportunity to be great, more of a probability to need therapy, more likely to go to jail, less likely to go to college, more likely to have debt and be asking the government for student loan forgiveness. We know that that is the pathway more than likely.
You dealing with
I come from black. I come from a two-parent household, and I got
being born black. Period.
We know
you be
this.
born to a two-parent household.
That's nonsense.
That is.
I was
that
born
is so
in the hood
true.
like everybody else, and that ain't my circumstance or any of the people that
because
was
you
born
made
with.
it different for yourself.
No, I didn't. It's
Individuals
because I
move
was raised in
differently.
a two-parent household, even though we were born. But that don't mean nothing. Because I'll go into that in a minute. But my point
You need
is,
a microphone. Hold on.
but my point is that even with all of the information and the technology and being able to look in hindsight, y'all still choosing to do it. This is not something that anybody is making y'all do. Y'all choosing to have children out
We're
of
not
wedlock.
making them men have babies with a seed. It takes two.
Time
It's
out,
not
first
just
of all.
my.
Y'all
not
choosing
just
to
my
do it.
decision.
Two K, what you
No,
have to
let me
say?
ask her a question. Why would a woman have a child out of wedlock? Why would she choose to do that today?
How about I'm gonna take it back to what I say every time. Like you said, you grew up in a two-parent household. You probably was taught something a totally different way. Imagine being me, born in a household where my mom is a single parent and there are different baby daddies. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm growing up where auntie's doing the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Everybody not married. Everybody not with, not with the person that they had kids with, but then you still find your way. You move through life. You do what you have to do. Let's say you find you a man that loves you for you and love your babies, and you do have kids that are from another man. You feel me? But the situation didn't work. You saying because I made a bad decision and had a baby by a guy that decided he wanted to whoop my ass, now I can't find love and happiness because of that. That don't make sense.
That's
crazy.
Chulo, what you say?
So I chose to be a stepfather, pretty much, right?
Right.
Chulo.
It matched my aesthetic, right?
Second place. Aesthetics is crazy.
That's not second place.
Second place? That's your aesthetic?
I was a single father, right? I was a single father of a girl. You know what I'm saying? I was a girl dad, so it was a little different, right? I always wanted a boy. I wanted to know what it was to actually raise a man, and all this other thing. So when I actually met the woman that I decided to marry, I was like, okay, cool. She came with a son, and I already understand that it's a two-parent deal. You don't want to be in those situations where I'm with your mama, but little nigga, you on the side.
Yeah.
So it's one of those situations.
You got to kick
like,
over a sport like
Huh?
Snoop did.
Yeah.
Baby boy.
Yeah. So at the same time, her son.
You
was
ain't my
4.
daddy. I hate you.
Her son was 4, and my daughter was 4. So a lot of things matched. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things meshed. I'm like, listen, it'd be dope for my daughter to have somebody to play with, somebody to be around, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
That way it's not, hey, please my child to try to please me.
Yeah.
It's a game in the beginning versus saying, okay, listen, they're going to get in there. We're going to see how it really is. Because how kids will start taking their parents' side, the realistic things of whatever the case is.
I think that this conversation skips over something that's important. And the important part that it skips over is bringing that step parent into the household can create the household into a two-parent household.
What?
Yeah, that's what
Most
happens. If a
definitely.
single mother gets married, now you're in a two-parent household. And when you have that two-parent household, like you just said, statistically, we know what the numbers look like differently. We don't say the numbers off a two-parent household biologically all the time. It's a two-parent household. So me marrying my husband and him having 2 kids, the kids' experience, he sleep right now, but if I woke his ass up, he'd tell you. His experience with us at our house is going to differ than the experience that he gets at his mom's house with his stepfather. You feel me?
Most step kids are package deal. It's kind of like cable, okay? You are the high-speed internet. Your child is you are the high-speed internet, and your child is the house phone.
Okay.
Okay?
Nobody use the house phone though.
Exactly. He don't like the kids.
Oh my God.
If we got to be honest, that's a fact. If we got to be honest, like steps, I hate step stools, step daddy, step mama.
We can tell. We can tell, nigga.
Once again, I'm glad people have individual
The
thoughts.
stepdad ain't nothing but the substitute.
He went into that mode of what movie was that one? Dog was like, I hate everything black. I hate
that got
because they black. I hate piano keys because they black.
Really
If you ever see it,
disrespect, you're gonna get it.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Okay, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Okay, these conversations tend to be circular conversations where a woman is not really having the accountability here in the situation. She's kind of diverting it to the man in this situation. Now, I'm not saying that the man doesn't have any accountability. Okay, he needs to have the discipline and choose better. Okay, a man that's skeeting up in a chick that's not necessarily responsible and making the right decisions. Okay, for sure. But when you're looking at who's controlling the access to sex, it's women. Okay, if women are like, nah, we ain't doing it, it ain't happening. Guess what? It's not happening. I'm just saying. Okay, when you're looking at the life of the child that's suffering in the situation, forget about being a stepfather, but just looking at the child and their quality of life, it's a detriment to them. It really is. Like Anton is saying, they're at a disadvantage in society. Okay, a lot of us in the Black community have come from a single family household. Okay, looking at my life specifically, growing up in a homeless shelter, going to the food bank, doctors said I would never speak again, had to relearn the English language, so on and so forth. Okay, all the trials and tribulations that a lot of us had to face. Okay, generational poverty, so on. So to know that, but to still make the same error and decision to be a single mother and to choose poorly is crazy. It really is. Okay, especially in today's society in 2024, where there's just so much information. Everyone's having this conversation. Everyone has a podcast talking about this. It ain't no secret. Okay, the game has been told 1,000 times. There's no secret as to why it's a bad idea to choose poorly and to go after the guy that's not necessarily in your best interest. I'm just saying, okay, these modern women have to choose better so that they end up with a better outcome. It's not a man's responsibility, a stepfather, to come into this situation. And, as a woman, you should feel entitled that he needs to come in and to clean it up. Okay, he needs to come in and to play the stepdaddy role, especially for these high earner guys, these high value, high productive, high capable men that are simply refusing to step into that role. Okay, you shouldn't have to be shamed because you want a woman with no kids. I'm just saying. But let me know what you guys think. Give me some feedback, and until next time.